Hello everybody, this is Sci-Fi Junk yet again on this lovely wonderful Tuesday night. This is more of a video to the esteemed Board of Commissioners of the City of Wetumka than anything else. First, I gotta correct you guys, the fact that the Wetumka Housing Authority is not HUD. The Wetumka Housing Authority is that, Wetumka Housing Authority. Granted, they actually do get HUD funding, that does not make them HUD. HUD that they actually have to talk to for at least a field office, I believe, is in Oklahoma City. Again, Wetumka Housing Authority is not HUD. It's just that's just not how it works. Now, granted, I actually only seen this month's, even though it's actually split up into two videos, and last month, which didn't cover the entire meeting. But from what I did see, it kind of makes me question how the City Board of Commissioners actually operates. And then come to find out, you guys just let, the city manager, give him money when you deem fit. And as long as it's not over $5,000, he could spend money on a number of things. Kind of makes me question why you guys don't operate like the operate like the Wetumka Housing Authority, where you kind of actually have to have permission. Matter of fact, I actually work for the Housing Authority as their freelance IT guy. Yeah, and I was the guy that was attempting to be on their Board of Commissioners, and you decided to go with the other guy because you didn't know me? At least that's what I've been told. I've been told that the reason why you tabled it last month is because you didn't know either one of us. And this month you just picked the other guy and went with it. Granted, now like I said, I'm not mad about losing. I am just mad on how I lost. Because if something like that actually happened at the let's see, because I actually was part of Skills USA when I went to OSU Omogi, and again when I was actually Wetumka, or the Wetumka, oh shoot, West Watkins. When I was West Watkins, I was part of Skill Up. I actually went to those meetings, and there's 3 or 4 people. They all said who they wanted to vote for, depending if there's like 3 or 4 people. All of them said that who they wanted to vote for. Whoever had the most votes then won. Then they actually voted on if they actually wanted to put him in office or not. But that's not how it works with you guys. So, if it was like that, yeah, I wouldn't mind it at all. I mean, granted, you actually saved me the trouble of actually being part of a political power that seems to have problems within itself anyway. And just from what I saw in with you guys as the Board of Commissioners for the city, holy macaroni, man. Jeez, it's all sorts of flaky. Now, however, I do agree with some things, just not all of it. I mean, granted, there's going to be a lot of things that some people agree with and some people don't, and there you go. Now, for money, in my opinion, I'm the type of guy that actually goes for what's either the most efficient or what is the most functional. Not what's the cheapest. I mean, seriously. Because what's the cheapest is not necessarily what's functional or what's the most efficient. Believe me, I know this. So anyway, maybe you could adopt that mindset instead of going for whatever is the cheapest in the freaking world. Because yes, some people might be able to do it cheaper, but will they actually be able to do it within the time frame that you want it? Anyway, moving right along. I do agree of what was said about I believe it was the mayor. Believe it or not, I actually don't know any of you guys. Because I actually personally have not seen any of you guys, and you have not made any attempt to get to know me in one form or another. So, with that being said, if you want to get to know me, I am at 409A North Wetumka Street. Whoever my council member is, let's get together. Let's meet. Let's have a conversation. Civil conversation, not a yelling match. That's the last thing I want to freaking do is have a yelling match about whatever I said in this video. So let's just calm, cool, and collective. Have a little conversation. I'll throw you ideas. You tell me if you think you can do it or not. And be done with it. So I actually challenged my city council member, the mayor, and the leaders of the whoever is responsible for the soccer day is now, whoever it is, the leaders of that. I challenge all three of you guys to get with me. Because one, I'm actually a streamer. I don't just make YouTube videos. I actually stream on 7 different platforms, and that includes Facebook and Twitter. It's like that: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, DLive, Mobcrush. Actually, to be honest, I need looking at. So yeah, I actually stream at 7 different places. Let me look it up here. So let's go with settings. Yeah, you guys have to kind of forgive me because it's been a while since I've actually had to look this stuff up. Yeah, so I go to Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, DLive, Mobcrush, Facebook, and Twitter. All of them places all at once. And that's where I actually normally stream up whenever my caregiver duties allows me or permits me to stream. So if I ever show up with a phone that actually decides to work, because mine's on the fritz right now, I would actually have a lot bigger audience in one form or another than some of the people actually just streaming on Facebook. But I'm not the I'm not the type of guy that actually streams meetings or anything like that without permission. So you're pretty much safe there. But just watch out, because I can actually let somebody else stream to my platforms, and matter of fact, they won't have to worry about it even deleting, because I use Facebook, or I use Yahoo or YouTube as a means of archiving. And people that could actually still see it, the whole thing, whole enchilada on YouTube. Oh yeah, they won't even have to worry about breaking it up or anything. Oh no. So you might want to consider that these people, the people that are actually streaming on Facebook, are actually pretty much doing you guys a favor and showing the people of Wetumka, at least people of Wetumka that actually have internet. I mean, granted, not all of them have internet, how you operate it. And right now, in my opinion, you're not operating worth crap. I mean, granted, the mayor and 2 other council members haven't been there but 3 months. If I did the same thing that you guys have done for the Wetumka Housing Authority, because believe it or not, actually we used to work there as an employee. I would have probably got fired. And it wouldn't look good on me. Look good for me either. Granted, I actually did leave on my own reconnaissance to get my associate's degree, which I actually have, to this day. Yeah, I get to learn. I had a chance to learn how to mess with this kind of thing. You know this, Raspberry Pi. Which brings me up to another point. I believe it was the city mayor that said something about because someone asked about posting all the records and everything they want to be transparent about on Facebook. Now, I do agree not to put it on Facebook, but here's why. You never know if Facebook's going to be up or down in one form or another, or it may just disappear one day. And all your lovely work for posting all that on Facebook would go. What I would suggest would be to get a little Raspberry Pi like this, maybe a Raspberry Pi 3, because the Raspberry Pi 4 is kind of on the flaky side of life with the USB 2 or the USB-C connectors, or even the Raspberry Pi 2 would be just fine for a web server. And put Nginx on it, and you put a website on there. You actually could use noip.com and get for a free domain. This little guy used hardly any power whatsoever. Now, if you can get smaller with the Raspberry Pi Zero, it'll get just a little bit less, a little bit less power. But yeah. Make your own website. Make a website that the people of Wetumka can go to find all this stuff out instead of actually having to go to the office. And for those of the people that don't have a computer, they could use. I'm sure that the Wetumka Housing Authority would not mind allowing people to use their internet as long as it didn't go for tour sites or I should say as long as they're not touring movies and music, and to actually use the internet so they can actually access your site, because you did bring up an interesting point about not everybody having computers, not everybody having the internet. You can get what's called a Pi Top. It actually has one of these little guys, and they can have their own computer. And I could actually allow them access to the internet because I actually am the freelance IT guy for the Wetumka Housing Authority, which is one of the reasons why I actually applied for the Board of Commissioners for the Wetumka Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. I guess being a freelance IT guy there kind of just didn't ring any bells or anything. That's all right. But yeah, so everybody have a laptop. I believe the Pi Top is the latest one's $319.99. I'm sure you could probably go cheaper with something that could fit a Raspberry Pi and maybe have a keyboard, mouse, and all that, and maybe a battery. But the point is, you can give everybody one of these and in a Pi Top, and there you go. That would solve your problem with people wanting to go to the office, your office, and asking for all this lovely information when it can be just actually displayed on a web page or a website. In fact, you can actually even scan all of them in and make it where they can actually download it. Just an idea. Matter of fact, considering I don't know what ISP you guys use, I did remember hearing something about AT&T. If you have the newest AT&T routers, You can actually use a couple of these, and actually you use one for being a proxy server. You can actually use one or two of them for primary and secondary DNS, and you can actually speed up your internet too, somewhat. So yeah. Matter of fact, if you guys need any IT work, you can call me up if you like. I charge $30 an hour, and if you don't believe me on the price, you can actually go ahead and go to the Wetumka Housing Authority, and yeah, they'll tell you $30 an hour. And I'm apparently doing a pretty good job there because hardly anything breaks anymore. At least I do my best to make sure that nothing breaks. As a matter of fact, I don't even leave until they're satisfied with what I've done. And you can even ask them now too. Now, I didn't intend for this to be over 10 minutes, so I won't go ahead and go there. But before I do, I'm going to just say this one last thing. You may want to consider telling people why you fire a particular person, like the chief of police, why you fire them. Because right now, you, as a council, city manager, city attorney, all of you as a political figures here in Wetumka Housing, Wetumka, does not look good. It does not look good in any way, shape, or form. Now, I'm not saying give us a freaking life story on why you fired him. Just, you fired him because of this, you fired him because of that. That's pretty much all we need to know. I mean, after all, you guys are in the news. You were in news twice within within the last 3 months? 4 months? One was about the police officers threatening to walk off if the police chief got fired because they didn't know if they were going to get fired themselves. And two, when you actually did fire the police chief and everybody else followed suit. So you already got a really bad look as it is. And with that being said, until next time, don't have too much fun.